So, welcome to the Power Collab July edition. And now Marius will be diving into the topic that every Power Automate makers can relate to, debugging Power Automate conditions. Whether you are troubleshooting complex flows or just trying to figure out why a condition is not behaving as expected, Marius will take us through the practical tips and the techniques to make debugging smoother and more efficient. Get ready to level up your flows logic and save time on the trial and errors. Over to you, Marius.
Thank you, Ambesh. Yeah, I've also picked some of the release wave features here. This one is announced for December, so it's obviously not prior one, right? So maybe it shifts towards a beginning of next year also, because you can never know, but so it's coming in December. But before we take a look at this feature, which I only have a picture of currently, let's take a look at the current behavior. So I've created a flow here and I've given this a complex condition. So there are four different separate condition expressions inside. And these somehow have even functions. So for example, here extracting the first four characters, or here determining if it's an even or uneven number with a modulo operator. And if we look at an execution of this and we click the condition, we just see expression result true. Why was it true? I don't know, or false. And also if we show raw inputs, there is no more information. So as said, in December 25, let's take a look at the picture they provided here for us. And here they show this in my. So we see here that they can tell for every single one of these condition expressions whether they were true, and with the tooltip, so mouse over, they can even tell the values of the separate expressions inside. That's really nice. I like it, and I had a funny conversation with a colleague who said, yeah, why isn't that there for years, right? We are using Power Automate productively, I don't know, for 5 years now. So yeah, we need this feature. How do we fix it until now? And if it takes like another 6 months, how do you debug it nicely? So to do this, I usually use the compose action. So it's called here, and it's in data operations, and then compose. And in compose, you have simply an input. And I just copied in, for example, my expression. Yeah, so the substring is a little bit tricky, and also the modular. I want to know the output to compare them in the conditions. So if I know, for example, with modulo is equal to 1, if the debug industry says it's the 1, then this equal to will also say it's the 1. I didn't do this for the other two, telephone 1 and industry code here. So if we take a look at the result in the run, you can see here inputs and outputs of the compose action just say the value. Yeah. So in this case 1, and the first four characters of the string were test. And if we take a look back, yeah, okay, the substring should be equal to test and should be equal to 1. So that already tells us, okay, these two conditions were true. Now, for example, we need to say, okay, telephone 1 is filled. I haven't put a debug in here because I can determine that from the inputs. So sorry, from the trigger. So the trigger has outputs, and then I don't know, you see down here all the fields. I actually prefer to work with raw outputs, and then you can see, for example, the industry code right here, and I don't know where telephone 1 is. I can probably search for it with Control F here to find it. Well, let's do that. Telephone 1, there we go. So it has a value, it's not null. So that's the solution we have right now. Of course, this solution has problems. Number one, I need to anticipate that. So if I have a complex condition, I need to put in those compose actions. That's point number one. Point number two, if I have, I don't know, 4 or 5 of these, the readability becomes worse because the flow just gets bigger, and I need to somehow identify what is the debug point, what is not. So I've solved that here by giving it a naming convention, right? But still you need to read the names to identify what's a real compose and what's just a debug compose. Also not ideal. And thirdly, these are actions. So they take up not a lot of time. It's not so much a performance thing, but if you have a flow that is run and you have, I don't know, 10 debugs in there, that's 10 additional actions that are run every time the flow runs. And in your total actions, this then will reflect. Of course, if it runs 10 times a day, it really doesn't matter. But if it runs 10,000 times a day, it does matter. You want to optimize these out. And if you then have a production problem and you look into the execution, right? Yeah, you don't have the debug points here. So I really like this feature and I highly anticipate it. That's it from my side. Over to you, Ambesh, again.
Thank you so much, Marius. Really insightful. Thank you again.